50 phrases that scream narcissism. Have you ever felt confused or emotionally drained after interacting with someone? As if you are walking on eggshells, fearful of setting them off? You may be dealing with a narcissist. Like wolves in sheep's clothing, narcissists can first seem charming and interested in you. But the manipulative beast within soon emerges. In this video, we will explore 50 phrases that scream narcissism. Understanding these toxic verbal tactics is the first step in protecting yourself. Arm yourself with knowledge so no narcissist can pull the wool over your eyes again. Let's dive in. Narcissists attack when you least expect it, leaving you stunned like a deer in headlights. Be prepared. Love bombing. Narcissists rely on shallow charm offensives to hook targets, overwhelming them with affection, praise, gifts, and promises of a glorious future together. This tactic, known as love bombing, fast-tracks bonding. Red flag, phrase 1. I've never felt this kind of connection before. We're soulmates. This premature intensity is designed to emotionally hook you and make you invested. Proceed slowly and evaluate if their pursuit aligns with your pace. Red flag, phrase 2. Anything for you, my dear, your wish is my command. Through excessive niceties and pampering, they signal you're special while also fostering dependence. Recognize any over-the-top generosity as manipulation. Red flag, phrase 3. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Declarations of eternal love and commitment too early on are almost always dicey. Ensure sufficient time passes to assess genuine compatibility before deepening bonding. Example: a woman was suspicious when a man she met online declared his intent to marry her after only 3 in-person dates. It felt insincere given their limited interactions. Over time, she realized he love-bombed to swiftly establish control. What you can do, take it slowly when dating. Evaluate if their pursuit and affection authentically aligns with your pace. Genuine intimacy takes time to develop. Love bombing is often a pretense for hidden agendas. Love bombing feels flattering, but don't let it sweep you off your feet unchecked. Take a step back to assess sincerity. Projection and blame. A core narcissistic tactic is projection, denying flaws in themselves by ascribing them to you. This allows them to criticize you instead, shifting blame so they appear faultless. Red flag, phrase 4. You're too insecure and needy. When you notice inconsistencies in their stories or problematic behavior, they flip the script to paint you as the issue. Do not internalize these baseless labels. Red flag, phrase 5. You're paranoid and jealous for no reason. When you express valid concerns about their shady friendship with an ex or late nights spent working, they accuse you of being crazy and controlling. Recognize this as deflection. Red flag, phrase 6. I can't talk to you when you're like this. If you are justifiably upset by their actions, they dismiss you as irrational, refusing to address the real matter at hand. Example: a husband became frustrated when his wife frequently cancelled their date nights, but then attended work events. When confronted, the wife called him clingy and insecure, shifting blame. What you can do, calmly reinforce boundaries instead of reacting. Healthy people acknowledge their mistakes. Narcissists will not. Narcissists attack first to throw you off the scent of their own stale aroma. Do not fall for the bait and switch. Emotional invalidation. Since narcissists lack empathy, they frequently invalidate others' emotions and needs. This gradual undermining can cause you to doubt your own perceptions and sanity. Red flag, phrase 7. You're too sensitive. I was joking. When you react hurt to cruel, demeaning, or abusive comments, they dismiss it as an overreaction. Do not second-guess your emotions or instincts. Red flag. Phrase 8. You're overthinking this. Relax. When you express hesitation or concern about their shady behavior, they accuse you of being paranoid and claim you worry too much. Stand firm in your perceptiveness. Red flag, phrase 9. Here we go again with the drama and hysterics. They trivialize your anger, grief, or fear in response to mistreatment as theatrical antics. Your feelings are valid, no matter how they try to distort reality. Example: a boyfriend made demeaning jokes targeting his girlfriend's insecurities in front of others. When confronted, he shrugged it off, saying she was too sensitive and needed to chill. What you can do: clearly communicate when a behavior is unacceptable, establishing consequences. You deserve respect. Narcissists lack empathy and will callously trample over your emotions to get their way. But your feelings matter. Superiority and contempt. To protect their inflated ego, narcissists constantly establish superiority by putting down others. This can range from subtle contempt to outright verbal abuse. Red flag phrase 10. It's so cute how you think you're right. They patronize you and treat your perspective with amused dismissal. Do not allow them to make you feel small for speaking your truth. Red flag phrase 11. You have no clue what you're talking about. They imply or state you lack intelligence or competence. Recognize that criticism stems from their insecurity, not reality. You are not required to prove yourself. Red flag phrase 12. Why are you so sensitive about this? Only babies get upset about such small things. They belittle your concerns and emotions. You deserve to be heard and understood, not mocked. Example. A wife felt perplexed when her husband yelled at her for not knowing his colleague's name at a work event. The husband berated her as having no social skills. What you can do. Maintain your self-worth by disengaging. Their cruel words say more about their disturbance than your capabilities. Though vicious, the narcissist's bite is not actually as strong as their abrasive bark. Do not let false accusations shake your inner foundations. Lack of accountability. Avoiding blame and responsibility is essential to narcissists protecting their facade. They utilize many approaches to evade accountability. Red flag. Phrase 13. It wasn't my fault, they provoked me. Narcissists use deflection like this when held accountable for disrespectful, unethical, or abusive conduct. Reinforce that the responsibility lies with them, not external factors. Red flag. Phrase 14. I already said I was sorry, what more do you want? They offer bare minimum apologies, lacking sincerity and depth. Considering the matter resolved. Demand genuine remorse and changed behaviour, not empty words. Red flag phrase 15. Look at everything I've done for you, and this is the thanks I get. When confronted, they highlight past favours as proof of their virtue, diverting from current wrongdoing. Do not fall for this bait and switch tactic. Example. After a wife caught her husband having an emotional affair, he briefly apologised and then stated they should move forward without addressing it further. What you can do. Insist on meaningful apologies, changed behaviour, and relationship repair. Do not let toxic patterns continue unchecked. You deserve amends. The narcissist evades accountability like a worm wriggling off a hook, but you can still reel them in through consistency and boundaries. Entitlement and exploitation. Narcissists feel entitled to loyalty, praise, and resources from others, which they shamelessly exploit. This manifests in covert phrases. Red flag. Phrase 16. After all I've done, you owe me this. They wield your gratitude as leverage for preferential treatment. You owe nothing in exchange for basic decency. Red flag phrase 17. I took care of you. Now you take care of me. They use your vulnerability as ammo, guilt-tripping you into catering to them, set firm boundaries around help given and received. Red flag phrase 18. A real friend would support me unconditionally. They expect you to defend or enable their harmful actions in the name of friendship. True care sometimes requires saying hard truths. Example. A narcissistic mother demanded her daughter pay off the mother's debts, saying the daughter owed her for the mother's parental sacrifices. The daughter reinforced boundaries. What you can do. Recognize you do not owe them anything despite their sense of entitlement. Offer help only when freely given, not due to obligation. Narcissists are eager to take yet unwilling to give. But you can balance the scales again through self-care and detached compassion. Undermining your reality. To dominate you, narcissists systematically undermine your confidence in your own perceptions, emotions, and sanity. This gaslighting consolidates their control. Red flag phrase 19. You're twisting things. That's not what happened. They directly contradict documented facts and truths you know accurate. Record events and safely back up evidence to maintain resolve. Red flag phrase 20. There you go again, imagining things. They dismiss actual experiences and concerns as paranoid figments of your imagination. Stay strong in your astute perceptions. Red flag phrase 21. Do you really think someone as wonderful as me would do that? They leverage their fabricated good persona to override your sound judgment. Ignore their smoke and mirrors. Trust your wisdom. Example: despite text proof of lying, a friend insisted to the victim's face she had been honest. The victim maintained inner confidence despite the denials. What you can do: seek support from wise confidants. Keep a journal documenting reality. Narcissists want you lost in their maze, but you can find your way. Narcissists undermine reality through mental trickery, but lies crumble fast before the steady pillars of truth and courage within. Scapegoating. Narcissists habitually blame you as the reason for any problems in the relationship to protect their perfect image. This scapegoating results in unfounded accusations. Red flag phrase 22. This is all your fault. I was doing just fine before you came along. They incite arguments and chaos, then blame you as the cause. Recognize their allegations actually reflect their own disturbances. Red flag phrase 23. Everything was perfect until you started causing problems. The narcissist's life is always perfect, and you are always the wrench in the works. Do not buy into this blame game. Red flag phrase 24. I can't control myself around you. They justify harmful outbursts and misconduct as caused by you dodging responsibility. They alone are responsible for managing their reactions. Example: an abusive partner accused the victim of making her lose control through the victim's presence, rather than taking accountability for choosing violence. What you can do: disengage safely from their drama without reacting. Their words reveal inner instability. Do not make it yours. The narcissist perceives your power and projects their shadows. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Be the light. All or nothing thinking. Viewing the world in extremes of false dichotomies, winning versus losing, dominance versus submission, is common for narcissists. They perceive relationships as zero-sum power struggles. Red flag phrase 25. You're either with me or you're my enemy. There is no middle ground or nuance, only polarizing ultimatums reinforcing their narrative. Reject this black and white rigidity. Red flag phrase 26. I just need you to trust me. If you loved me, you would do this without questioning. Do not blindly comply with anything undermining your values. Healthy trust emerges slowly based on demonstrated integrity. Red flag phrase 27. I never want to speak to you again. You're dead to me. At the slightest perceived criticism or betrayal, they inflict harsh punishments by entirely cutting off contact. This is manipulation. Stay grounded. Example: when his fiancée considered relocating for a job opportunity, a controlling partner demanded she decline or he would leave her. She recognized his attempt to limit her autonomy. What you can do: make decisions independently rather than bending to restrictive demands or excessive flattery. You deserve freedom. The narcissist deals only in absolutes to corner you, but the light of truth permits grace. You can rewrite the story. Red flag phrase 28. It's my way or the highway. The narcissist refuses to compromise or see alternate perspectives. Do not accept absolute ultimatums. You have agency to make your own choices. Red flag phrase 29. If you won't do as I say, you're useless to me. When you do not perfectly comply as their subordinate, they swiftly discard you without empathy. Recognize your worth is not contingent on serving them. Red flag phrase 30. I gave you everything, and this is how you repay me. If you do not cater sufficiently to their insatiable demands, they accuse you of being ungrateful for their generosity. Real love expects nothing in return. Example: a narcissistic father exploded when his daughter declined to lend him money, lambasting her as selfish after all he had sacrificed for her growing up. The daughter honored her right to say no. What you can do: make decisions upholding your values and well-being, not the narcissist's conditional approval. You're always worthy. The narcissist deals in absolutes, but the wise find the middle way. Follow your inner light. Master detachment. Detaching from narcissists' drama is key. Respond minimally if they attempt to pull you into confusion. The less you react to narcissistic tactics, the less power you give them. Maintain inner peace by responding minimally, highlighting inappropriate behavior without justifying yourself. Red flag phrase 31. You're fragile and unable to handle challenges. When you establish boundaries around their bullying, they call you weak, wear their insult as a badge of courage. Red flag. Phrase 32. I sacrifice so much for you, but it's never enough. Self-pity is a tool to keep you offering endless sympathy and support. Refrain from flattery or consolation. They must learn self-soothing. Example: after a woman corrected her narcissistic partner's demeaning remark about her to friends, he accused her of humiliating him and demanded she apologize. The woman calmly reiterated that she would not tolerate derogatory comments, then excused herself from the situation. What you can do: expect and ignore manipulative guilt trips. React minimally, emphasizing the inappropriateness of their conduct without getting defensive. Like a figure skater effortlessly gliding as the narcissist spirals into a dramatic spin, remain balanced while they flail. Undermining your reality. Narcissists systematically undermine your confidence in your own perceptions, emotions, and sanity to control you. This gaslighting enables their domination. Red flag. Phrase 33. You humiliated me in front of everyone. If you politely contradict their false narrative, they feign public embarrassment to guilt trip you. Maintain composure and reassert your boundaries. Example: after Marie corrected her narcissistic partner's demeaning remark about her to friends, he accused her of humiliating him, demanding she apologize. Marie calmly reiterated that she would not tolerate derogatory comments, then excused herself from the situation. What you can do: expect and ignore manipulative guilt trips. React minimally, emphasizing the inappropriateness of their conduct without getting defensive. The narcissistic smear campaign. If you establish distance, the narcissist will spread slander to bring you down and lure you back. Red flag. Phrase 34. It's concerning how many problems they have. I hope they get help. The narcissist defames you as unstable while feigning worry for you. Red flag. Phrase 35. They're absolutely crazy. Take everything they say with a grain of salt. When confronted about abuse, the narcissist wholly discredits and demeans you. Recognize this as desperation. Red flag. Phrase 36. They betrayed and used me. I want to warn others about them. After the relationship ends, the narcissist vilifies you as cruel and manipulative to gain sympathy. Trust that truth will prevail. Example: months after a woman ended an abusive relationship, her narcissistic ex badmouthed her as a drug addict to undermine her burgeoning career. She remained composed, knowing the truth would prevail. What you can do: document facts to refute false claims. Seek legal counsel if needed. Your integrity will outshine their distortions. The narcissist's distortions will fast under the blazing sunlight of truth. Lies cannot extinguish your inner light. Indifference and neglect. Since narcissists only care about themselves, they readily neglect others' needs. Their apathy manifests in many ways. Red flag. Phrase 37. You expect too much from me. When asked for basic care and respect, they consider it unreasonable, high-maintenance behavior. You deserve to be cherished, not dismissed. Red flag. Phrase 38. I don't have time for this right now. Your thoughts, feelings, and well-being are nuisance annoyances. Refuse to internalize their rejection. You are worthy of love. Red flag. Phrase 39. You shouldn't rely on anyone but yourself. They justify their lack of dependability and emotional support by claiming self-sufficiency is the only path, an excuse for apathy. We all deserve interdependence. Example: a woman's partner ignored her texts when a relative passed away. When confronted, the partner accused her of being too needy and declared he had his own problems. What you can do: seek healthy connections, since narcissists cannot provide care. Their indifference reflects their disorder, not your worth. While the narcissist's heart is an icy tundra offering little warmth, your spirit can ignite an inner fire to sustain you. Envy and disdain. Feeling inferior, narcissists resent others' success. Beware their attempts to dim your light. Red flag. Phrase 40. Don't let your achievements go to your head. They dismiss your accomplishments as undeserved, minimizing your efforts to feel superior. Recognize your own gifts. You have nothing to prove. Red flag. Phrase 41. Must be nice to have everything handed to you. They portray your work ethic and talents as privilege to shame you. Take pride in your initiative, vision and perseverance. The opinions of those who do not understand your journey are irrelevant. Red flag phrase 42. It's cute you think you actually accomplished something. When you achieve goals, they attribute it solely to circumstance rather than merit to undermine you. Keep your eyes on your own paper. You know your worth. Example. When his girlfriend was promoted, a narcissistic boyfriend claimed she only succeeded because she's a woman, diminishing her hard work and skill building. She refused to let him steal her moment. What you can do: surround yourself with supporters who celebrate your progress. The narcissist's dismissiveness reflects their envy, not you. Keep shining bright. While the narcissist tries to snuff out your inner spark, your light breaks through even the thickest fog. Inducing guilt and obligation. Narcissists manipulate through guilt trips and pressuring reciprocation. Red flag. Phrase 43. After all I did, you betray me like this? They accuse you of disloyalty and ingratitude when you make independent choices. You do not owe servitude for basic decency. Red flag. Phrase 44. I guess I thought we were friends. They exploit the language of friendship to guilt you into catering to their demands. True friends offer unconditional support. Red flag. Phrase 45. I sacrificed so much for your happiness. By framing their efforts as martyrdom, they guilt you into perpetual gratitude and obedience. Though initially kind, gifts with invisible strings attached are best declined. Example. A narcissistic mother pressured her daughter to lend money, touting her sacrifices as a parent. The daughter maintained boundaries. What you can do: decline manipulative requests while establishing emotional distance from guilt trippers. Your life is your own. While the narcissist spins sticky webs to catch you, the broom within can whisk those traps away. Liberate yourself. Rage and retaliation. When losing control, narcissists often retaliate through intimidation or worse. Safety first. Red flag phrase 46. You don't want to see my bad side? They threaten wrath for non-compliance, trying to frighten you into submission. Seek help. Do not sacrifice your well-being. Example, an abusive ex stalked and sent death threats. The court granted a restraining order and enforced legal intervention, allowing the victim to focus on healing. What you can do: have an emergency safety plan if exiting the relationship. Practice mindfulness to stay grounded inwardly rather than fixating on their chaos externally. While narcissistic storms rage, anchoring your spirit means finding calm after their tempest passes. Red flag, phrase 47. I will ruin you if it's the last thing I do. When held accountable, their vindictiveness emerges, seeking vengeance. Their attack proves you exited just in time. Keep progressing on your higher path. Red flag, phrase 48. This is all-out war. Perceived slights give narcissists a rush. Do not engage in futile competition. Protect yourself and contact authorities if needed. You prevail by living in truth. Example. A woman's abusive ex sent death threats. She got a restraining order and legal intervention, allowing her to focus inward on healing. What you can do: have an emergency safety plan when exiting. Practice mindfulness to stay grounded internally rather than fixating on their external chaos. When narcissistic storms swirl, anchor your spirit to find calm once their tempest passes. You will weather it. Exploiting your vulnerabilities. Narcissists use your wounds against you. Do not show them where you bleed. Red flag. Phrase 49. I'm the only one who will ever put up with someone like you. They exploit your insecurities to make you feel unlovable, keeping you trapped in dysfunction. Recognize your worth. You deserve someone who cherishes your unique beauty. Red flag. Phrase 50. No wonder your family wants nothing to do with you. They weaponize painful history about estranged relatives or friends to undermine you during arguments. Establish distance from anyone who deliberately twists the knife in intimate wounds. You are whole. Example. A woman's narcissistic fiancé attacked her for being abandoned by previous partners, using her fear of rejection to instill dependency on him. She found the courage to choose herself instead. What you can do: surround yourself with true supporters. See a qualified therapist to process past hurts. Your sensitivity is a strength, but hide it from those who aim to draw blood. While the narcissist exploits vulnerabilities like cracks in a dam for their gain, your resilience stems the tide. You were born to flourish. The path forward. We have covered many common phrases narcissists use to manipulate, invalidate, and control. Chances are you recognize some that you have heard from the narcissist in your own life. We invite you to share in the comments which narcissistic phrases you related to and any experiences you've had. How did you reply in the moment? How did the narcissist react? Know that by sharing your story, you can help others feel less alone. Cataloguing the unhealthy dynamics and phrases we've encountered is a powerful learning process. The more we understand the Narcissist's Playbook, the better equipped we are to protect ourselves and heal. Discovering we are not alone in these experiences makes us stronger. May this video help validate your journey and remind you of your inner resilience. Place trust in your inner wisdom above their noise. By acting from truth, you pave the road to freedom. Gather supporters who reflect your light. Redirect energy inward to emerge the hero of your story. You were born worthy. Claim your rightful place.